Namaskar, welcome to this episode of Nritya Nation. We are going to learn about Odissi today and how to identify Odissi. So let's start. This is Rasika Tai and she is going to present before us Odissi and she's going to inform, so she's going to basically educate us about what Odissi is and all of that. How do you identify Odissi so that this is Odissi and what is the main characteristic of Odissi?
Right. So the first thing that we can define as this is Odissi is the torso movement. So if you all observe closely, there is a very subtle movement of this part of the body. So what we identify scientifically as the rib cage. So, but we call it the vaksha or the torso. So there is a very subtle lyrical movement of the torso. So it goes like this, along with the hand movements and the walks as well. So that is the first thing which defines Odissi. And the second most important thing is the Tribhangi, which is the thrice deflected posture. The posture Tribhangi, if I may just demonstrate, so it is called a thrice deflected posture. So where this looks like a sculpture in the temple. So there is a deflection here at the neck, then at the torso, and the third deflection is at the knee. So the body forms like an S. So 1, 2, 3. This is called the thrice deflected posture. And it is not just a posture, but there is dance in this posture as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is not the only posture in Odissi, but since you asked the question, the reply is yes. So, Tribhangi and the torso movement, which defines Odissi.
Because it's often confused, like our audience with Bharatnatyam, with Kuchipudi, people who don't know actually how, first of all, people are unaware of, like, we have so many classical dance styles and this is one of the sister dance styles of Bharatnatyam, but we only see Bharatnatyam really, but nowadays with the digital era, thank God, every dance style is coming out. So I just wanted to be very clear and for our audience basically to know that how to identify that these are two, even though they are sisters, how they are two different characters altogether.
So why they are sisters is because we also, like I said, we also have one more posture in Odissi, which is similar to the Aramandi that we do in Bharatnatyam. So, but the difference is that there is 1 foot distance. So this is called the chauka. So there is a distance here. So we also measure it with 2 shikhara mudras. So like this. There are 2 shikharas in between the 2 feet. And then the hands are held like this. Yeah. So this is similar to what we do in Bharatnatyam, Aramandi jaisa, but there is a difference. So this distance and this angular position of the hands. But of course, the general audience cannot identify these subtle differences. So, but then the Tribhangi and the torso movement would definitely help you identify Odissi. And the third important thing, as you can see, the costume. So often Bharatnatyam dancers of Tanjore Gharana wear a side fan, right? So Kalakshetra people wear a center fan. But Tanjore has this, but this is very typically Odissi. So this is called the headgear in a generic language, but this round thing that goes around the bun is the Mahakut. Mahakut means like a mukut, a crown, and this is the Tahiya. Tahiya. So the design is made in such a way, like see, the people in Orissa are very God-loving and they revere Lord Jagannath. So Jagannath temple of Puri is very famous. So this represents the Kalas, the peak, Gopuram of the Jagannath temple. Yeah. So this is what they believe. And these flowers resemble Kadamba flowers. So Kadamba flowers are Lord Krishna's favorite. And Lord Jagannath is none other than Krishna. So that is why these are made from sola wood, by the way, and it is not thermocol. So these are eco-friendly. So from the bark of the sola tree, they take and each flower is separately made. It's handmade. Yeah. So we have these are called the karna fool. So ye karna fool isko bolte. This is the chika. the small necklace. This is the hara. Har is a long necklace, yeah. Then this is called a benga pattiya. So it is in threefold layer to enhance the tribhangi posture. Okay, yeah. So and this is the mang tika. So all this is silver. So this is like the striking feature
Absolutely.
that this is Odissi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Does Odissi dance has particular meaning, that Odissi has any meaning like Bharatnatyam or Kathak?
Yeah, so like originally the state was Odisha,
Right,
then
Odisha.
it became Orissa because of the British thing, and now again they have gone back to Odisha.
Odisha.
So from there the word Odissi has come, but there is also a small historical reference to the Odra Magadhi style. So Odra Magadhi was a paddhati in that region. So that region was called Odra Magadhi, Magad Pradesh, and Odra was the language of that region. So from there, probably from the Odra, the Odisha came into being, and then the Odissi.
That's right. Okay. It's so interesting that every classical dance style has a particular history and why it has come like this. The music of Odissi.
Very important,
and,
yes.
The instruments which we use in Odissi dance, it's quite different than
Correct.
what we see in Bharatnatyam or Kathak or any
Yes.
other dance style. So
Yeah.
would you put some light on that, or would you explain that?
Yeah, so what you said is absolutely correct. And I'm very happy that you said this, because so many people have this thought that Odissi music has elements of Carnatic music and Hindustani music. Now, the reason is that the ragas are from both these styles. That doesn't mean that Odissi music is taking its basis from Carnatic or Hindustani. The rag des can be used, Aravi can also be used, Mohana can be used, Megh can also be used. So it's a combination of all, but the Odissi music is a completely different genre of its own. So if you listen to it, it is it's very raw, but it grows on you. It's very sweet, or bhav purna jo hai na, it's very emotional, because the whole concept of bhakti is reflected in the music. And they use the mardal. So mardal doesn't have a very, tabla jaisa ya pakhavat jaise uthan wali आवाज नहीं है. It has a very जैसे dagga. You know what a dagga is, all of you? Tabla and dagga.
There are two.
Yeah. So tabla is the sleek. Yeah. The larger one, if you listen to that sound, it is by itself very blunt.
Yeah.
So both the sides of mardala sound a little like that. So there is no uthan wali awaz in
not
that.
open.
Okay, not
not
open.
that
Yeah.
way.
So that music compositions, उनका structure बहुत अलग है. They have simple elements. I'll just explain,
please.
like the jhula, for example. So now, since all of you are dance students, I'm taking this liberty. Ki if you're going in a rag, in a tal of 4 matras, like 1, 2, 3, 4, ta, ithi, nakka, thidi. Suddenly it will go into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dha, dhi, na, dha, ti, na. So in that same tal, like we use jatis. In Kathak also, we go in Tishra, Chatusra. So, but there, this style is different. Like, it's not going in Tishra, if you noticed. But it's called jhula. So the movement is, the sound is like a swing. Okay, so it's called a jhula. The name given is also very beautiful.
It is so interesting
Yeah.
that every
Right.
dance style has something which is
Yeah.
so unique.
Right.
You will not find it in other dance.
Yes. So, or there is a feature called the pohapata. So, pohapata is where the mardal is played at the end, towards the end of a pallavi, for example. It is played in a very fast manner. So, that is where we do a particular chari. So, it automatically matches. So, for instance, we have a chari which goes like. So this is called a Begini Chari. It is there in Natya Shastra also, but this is used in Odissi. Right. So that is where the Mardal goes very fast. Okay, so some of these features are very different, and Odissi music is a totally different category of its own.
And is it, I mean, as I said, that does it have different languages?
Yeah,
Like,
so Odia is main, then we have Sanskrit. It's because the entire Geet Govindam is in Sanskrit. Yeah.
In the next episode, we are going to see the structure of Odissi dance and also the presentation, how Odissi dance is presented. and also the history of Odissi dance, how it was born and how it was developed. Not only that, you will be witnessing a beautiful performance of Odissi by Rasika. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep dancing.